we need to simplify an inequality that has x's on both sides of the inequality symbol. And the way we do this for starters is pretty straightforward. We're going to use everything that we're used to for equality equations with an equal sign. But there are a couple of landmines that you want to avoid when you're dealing with this greater than, less than symbol. Okay, so let's just get started. First of all, distributing the multiplication. I have negative 2x minus 8. Okay, that's on the left side. And I know that this is greater than 6 minus x. Now, the dangerous thing with inequalities is that if you divide by a negative, it flips that sign around. Okay, if I divide both sides by -1, for example, it's going to turn this from a greater than to a less than symbol. Personally, I tend to avoid dividing by the negatives. I just dislike it that much. So I will add things to each side rather than worry about that little division. So I'm going to add 2x to each side. Let's see what we get. Well, on the right side, negative x plus 2x is just x. You still have this 6 right there. So I have 6 plus x instead of 6 minus x. And that's going to be less than negative 8. So now you can subtract 6 from each side. Next step, minus 6, and that gives us minus 14 on the left and x on the right. We didn't switch that inequality sign around. So think about what this is saying. It's saying x is less than negative 14, which is equivalent to this one over here. Likewise, you could have solved this problem dividing by a -1, and that would flip the less than symbol around. But it would have been the same process either way. I just prefer to avoid the divided by negative thing. One less thing to remember, right?